Lawrence.
Yes.
YouTube, have you heard of it?
No.
The Get Real Gaming Show, the podcast, have you heard of it?
Aye.
That's now on YouTube, Lawrence.
Isn't that the great place where you can get gaming reviews and releases and all that?
All of the news that you want. We're uploading it slowly to YouTube. So if you are somebody that likes to consume your podcast or long-form content on YouTube, go and search for Get Real Gaming and subscribe there. Roll the intro.
Outriders, a game that was recently brought out.
Yeah.
Is the only reason why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Not because we're interested.
Yeah.
Sam was, but we're not.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's the most diverse game of 2021 so far, according to PC Gamer.
Diverse?
Diverse.
Or did
diverse, yeah.
Divisive.
Yeah.
What a great intro.
Yep. Thanks. I am the Chris Kamara of this podcast. I have came to understand.
Yeah. Right. So what makes it so diverse and divisive?
Well, it's diverse because many people play it.
Yes.
And divisive because a lot of people are mixed on it.
Yeah.
Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some are like, oh, it's just another boring derivative looter shooter. And others are like, it's so good. It's got meaningful loot, frantic combat, and satisfying RPG progression.
Right.
I played it.
Okay.
I played the demo.
Yeah.
5 minutes. That's how long I lasted. And I shut it down.
What do you think of looter shooters as a genre in general?
They're like the battle royale genre. It's overdone and overused.
Right. So you don't like it?
Hell.
You don't like it at all?
No, I don't like it. No.
If they could change one thing to make a looter shooter a good genre, what would it be?
Don't do it.
Right. Brilliant. Thanks, Sam Lawrence. Well, there we go. Glad to see that you're doing well again.
Yeah, well.
You're healthy.
Well, that's putting it lightly.
You're good enough to be here, and that's good enough for me right now, eh?
I'm out of bed. That's probably
progress.
as far as I can get.
So welcome back, everybody, to the Get Real Gaming Podcast.
Yeah.
So Outriders, I haven't played it yet. I watched a bit of it, and I just I'm done. I'm over this dull post-apocalyptic world sci-fi shooter-looking game.
We live in one. We don't need another dystopia.
It just looks boring.
Honestly, it plays boring. It's you know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know exactly how it's going to play.
Yeah.
It doesn't draw you in. It's just like...
And I've been inside of the menu system 1,000 times back when I played Destiny. It's just, there's no...
Never mind Destiny, back when I played No Man's Sky.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, the original Destiny came out before No Man's Sky, didn't it?
No.
No? Oh, wow.
No. It was a dead game, Destiny. Not as good as No Man's Sky when it came out on launch.
Stop it. Stop trying to trigger me. Right? So that's enough time and energy I'm willing to put into Outriders. What's next on the news this week, Lawrence?
Well. It was weird. I'm used to saying what I've been playing and everything. I'm not used to this.
We're not getting there yet. We're going straight into hot news.
Hot news?
Hot news off the press. E3, Lawrence.
Hot news off the... E3? I thought I was doing this. What's happening?
Go.
I'm getting whiplash here.
E3. Hit it.
I thought...
Hit the bell.
I don't... But I've got something else other than E3.
Let's talk about E3 first.
Okay. E3.
Yes. Listen, we always need we always need a warm-up, don't we? Right.
Warm-up?
A warm-up podcast to get you back into the swing
I'm bloody
of things.
roasted here. Need to turn down the thermostat.
E3, I've heard of it.
That's good. I'm glad you're well known.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
It's So you don't get this with bloody Sam, do you?
Trying
to replace me, you
bastard. Listen, I'm trying to replace you at all, Lawrence. Not in a million years.
Well, it's coming June 12th to the 15th, and it's online.
It's online. It's online only.
It's online. It's online only.
Flipping heck. So it's
and Nintendo are coming.
Oh my Nintendo.
Nintendo.
You're telling me that E3 have bagged Nintendo.
They've bagged Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, and Warner Brothers Games, along with Koch Media.
Ooh, interesting that Sony is not mentioned in that list of...
Or EA, or Activision Blizzard, when all three have... Well, they own E3, basically.
Isn't it weird that, you've got a big mix now between actual hardware companies like Nintendo and Xbox and that, but then you've got software companies as well also doing... Does that not seem a bit like... Because those are now the big notable presentations, you know what I mean? Like Nintendo and Xbox are sharing the same headline as Capcom and Konami. And they're two completely different. Like one builds consoles and all that. And one, the others are companies that just make the games to go on the hardware. I just thought, I don't know. Maybe I'm going nowhere with that. I just thought it was weird that we see... Because they haven't got enough from anyone else. Nobody else is showing up. Sony's not showing up. Who else isn't showing
Sony's
up?
got their own thing.
Well, that's it. But Nintendo would normally have their own thing. Xbox would now normally have their own thing. But Sony, they just don't want to be part of the party, which is interesting. What do you think Nintendo and Xbox are showing up to E3 for then?
Well, to show off games, hopefully.
But they could have done that in their own, like Nintendo Direct or Xbox show. Why do you think they've come back to E3?
Probably because E3 will cover the costs.
Probably. There's definitely a business reason.
So it's a win-win for Xbox and Nintendo because they don't have to pay anything.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
And they get all the free advertisement.
Right. So are we ever going to see a real E3 again? Or is this all going to be online from now on?
I bloody well hope not, because I want it dead.
You want it dead? But digital is much easier to create than in person. It's cheaper, definitely. And it's free this year, isn't it? I think it's free for everybody to watch.
Yeah. I think they were mentioning something about a paywall, but I've not really heard much on that just yet.
Right. So you think there could be something more exclusive happening?
Yeah, possibly.
Right.
And that they are looking. I think they are looking to stream demos as well to homes, maybe using GeForce Now. But again, we've not heard anything on that yet.
Jeez.
If they did, then
that is a paywall. I'll tell you that right now.
It'd be up there. It would be up there.
Having to have a GeForce 30 series or an RTX card, that would definitely be a paywall, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so E3, good news then. What's next? What we're talking about next?
Well, Timesplitters.
Oh,
You heard of it?
oh, Lawrence,
Hang on. What was? Oh, are you okay?
I'm
Do you
getting
need to sit down?
excited. No, I'm getting excited. I need to know what you've got to tell me about Timesplitters.
Full 4K remaster of Timesplitters 2 was hidden inside of Homefront: The Revolution.
What?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Oh, I just clipped so hard.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, Lauren?
What do you mean?
There was an entire... Where? Where was it?
It was in a game called Homefront:
Yes.
The Revolution.
Yeah, but whereabouts?
Apparently, this is on Twitter. It's like this arcade machine inside the game that has the full 4K port of Timesplitters 2.
No way.
Yeah.
Is Timesplitters 2 even out as a... It's not, is it? As a 4K?
No.
No way. There's no
But
way.
there are rumors of it going around.
There's been rumors going around about a Timesplitters 2 remake since 2020. Since November of last year.
But like, it was only meant to be the first 2 levels, but because of some people starting to scour through the data, it's got the whole game in it. So you got Homefront Revolution, but also Timesplitters 2 hidden in the code.
What is the reason for them to want to do something like that?
Because they can.
But wouldn't they not want to just release a Timesplitters 2 remake?
Well, I mean, I imagine they were going to, but Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my
I don't know. I'm
God.
not a developer. Apparently, though, you needed an access code to get to it,
Right.
but it's been lost to time because the people that did it, like the person that did it, doesn't have the notebook anymore, and he gave it to a friend to leak it in a Discord channel, and they called him a liar and banned the account. So it's now lost to time again.
Wait, so you're saying that it's not actually possible to play if you go and pick up Homefront the Revolution now?
No.
Oh my God, what?
Yep. It's a roller coaster of emotion.
You got me so excited that I'd be able to go and play Timesplitters too.
Well, you can just get a PlayStation 2 emulator.
No, but like the 4K version of it.
I mean, it's there. It is there. Maybe they'll be able to crack it open eventually.
If they found it in the code, could they not rebuild it? I don't really know how that would...
But this is THQ Nordic.
There's no way that there was only one code written down in one notebook that someone got banned on a Discord and that was the only way we'd get the code. There's no way that that's the only way we can get this game at this point in time.
I don't know. I don't know what I could say. That's all the information I'm giving.
Oh, I see. We need to... Oh, God. You got me so excited and then let me down so hard.
Well, that's what happens when you don't do a bloody intro.
Well, we didn't need one this week. The news is so hot off the press. So, at this point in time, Lawrence, Monster Hunter Rise has got a better score than Outriders does. And Outriders has only just got better score than Evil Genius 2, because Evil Genius 2, which was a game that you wanted to talk about but haven't played yet, I don't think, only got meh reviews.
Well, that's because people can't appreciate the beauty of Evil Genius 2 and are not a secret evil megalomaniac like me.
Right, but because you're so specifically of that breed, you think that you would give it a superb rating yourself?
I would.
Right.
I'd give it 100 out of 100.
100 out of 100. There you go. Your unofficial review. The only review that matters. There you go. Apex Legends got a 5 on the Nintendo Switch, by the way. 5 out of 10. So that's how that's going.
Apex.
Yes, Apex.
Who the hell plays Apex?
I don't know. But aren't they trying some Titanfall stuff at this point?
I believe so. Yeah, and everyone's just wanting Titanfall 3, which, let's face it, I don't blame them.
I would say that Apex Legends is just Titanfall 3 Alpha, and eventually it will just have mechs. What do you think about that? You can already do all the really crazy, runny, jumpy, slidey widey stuff.
What about the costumes? Doesn't like give you like the Titan pilot costumes or something like that?
Well, I don't know, but I would say that they could obviously monetize it. So I would imagine they would do something to make you spend money for Titanfall 3 content.
Probably.
But It Takes Two, which is something that me and Sam mentioned last week, is getting very good reviews, Lawrence. It's doing very, very well. It has a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10?
Yeah.
A 9?
A 9.
Out of 10?
Out of 10. I'm telling you
What's
now.
wrong with you all?
It's supposed to be amazing. It is. I would
say...
say...
Play some decent games like Evil Genius 2.
Well... The game that gets 100 out of 100 from the Get Real Gaming podcast.
Yes, the only reputable source for game news and reviews.
Exactly, Lawrence. Did you know, by the way?
No.
The Xbox, you've heard of it?
No.
They were, the Series S was India's best-selling console in March.
Well, I'm not surprised.
What do you mean you're not surprised?
Because PlayStation wouldn't be delivering anything anytime soon.
Well, that's possibly part of the reason, yeah, because of the frequent restocks. You know, if they can, the Series S can be pushed out almost. There's no shortage of stock of S. Let's put it that way. So do you think in India they've just gotten sick and tired of waiting for Series X and PS5s and just thought, sod it,
I'll get an S.
We'll just get an S.
Why not? You know, I'm bored. It's too hot. I need to do something.
Part of this could be attributed to Bethesda titles now also being on Game Pass. And
no.
So what do you mean? No?
No.
You don't
I
think so?
refuse. No, I
You don't
refuse.
think that the Microsoft subscription service has something to do with any of their console
No.
sales? The main thing that they're pumping all their money into at this point in time? No. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's it. It's the Xbox Series S beating out all consoles, not just the Xbox and not just PlayStation, but also Xbox in India.
I've just remembered something.
Oh, go on.
I've just remembered the big news that came out last week about PlayStation.
What's the big news about PlayStation?
The PlayStation 3, the PSP, and the PS Vita stores are all getting closed down.
I feel like we've mentioned this. I think we've already spoken about this.
Did you? Did you mention that last week?
If we haven't, let's cover it again. Let's just quickly.
Well, it's getting shut down and people are unhappy. There we go. That's the TLDR.
It is. Yeah.
Have at you.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we. I feel like we must have mentioned this or maybe I've just seen it somewhere else. But yeah, the PlayStation Store, the PSP, PS Vita, PS3, it's shutting down before the Wii U store. Interestingly enough, so
and there's games still being made for the PS Vita.
No, what's getting made
Yeah.
for the PS Vita?
Yeah,
What's the
games
most-
still getting made.
What's the most recent release?
I'll take a look.
Yeah.
But apparently, the people that were working on the PlayStation Vita game or games, they had no idea that the store was being taken down. They found out the exact same time as everyone else.
Oh, I think we might have mentioned this because I noted that the worst part about it was that, unlike other stores getting, like when the Wii store shut down, everyone got like a year's notice in advance.
Oh, yes,
But
I remember this.
This
Yes,
is happening
yes,
in like
yes,
July,
yeah.
isn't it, or something?
Yes, July.
So we have covered it, but here it
We
is
have
again.
covered it, but here it is again.
Yeah. What I mean,
Mazel
it
tov.
is newsworthy because
Yeah,
plenty of people.
Everyone's getting it. People are getting annoyed because they want to keep their games, and it kind of brings up that topic of that we keep saying that we should do a pod on that, completely forgetting about it of game ownership.
Yeah. No, I understand. Right. What is next today, Lawrence? What are we talking about next today?
Oh, what are we talking about next today? Call of Duty news.
Oh, we've got Call of Duty news.
Yeah,
Okay.
to get Sam annoyed even more.
Yep.
Call of Duty Warzone news.
Uh-huh.
The best gun has just got nerfed.
Oh, no.
The FFA has been nerfed.
Is this Warzone or is this Cold War?
This Warzone.
That's okay, because I was going to say, in Cold War, I never thought it was that good because it had such high recoil. So,
In Warzone, it was 2-shot kill with full armor.
oh my God.
Yeah.
It definitely deserved a nerf then. Jesus.
Just a bit.
So it's got a nerf, and
It's got a nerf.
And Warzone has more problems anyway than one FFAR tweak is going to fix at this point in time.
Yep, I think they should just get rid of it.
I think they should completely update the engine. That's what they need to do. They need to
I
move to
think
the
they
next
should-
COD's
well-
engine.
Well, that's the thing. The next COD's engine doesn't support Warzone.
Well, that's what I mean. But they should build an infrastructure where, like, again, this is something that we have talked in depth about.
Yeah, we have.
but-
We should probably leave this before we get into a debate.
Yeah, I just think they should be following the Fortnite scheme where Fortnite, they updated their entire infrastructure over a period of time when they did the black hole
Yeah.
thing and then made the entirety of season 2. It was like a brand new updated version of the Unreal Engine where they had new infrastructure to build upon afterwards. And Warzone was already being built on an outdated engine. And we're already, Cold War is in a different engine to this one entirely already. And then next COD is coming up in November, and that's going to be different. And Warzone is already far behind. So it's going to take a lot of hard work, I reckon, Lawrence.
Yeah, they just backed themselves into a corner at this point. But not our issue.
Not
Sounds
up to
like a
us.
them problem.
It does. Oddworld Soulstorm
Oh, aye.
is out today, April
know.
6th.
Yeah.
And we've had news that it's coming to PlayStation for free this month.
You what?
Is that the one? Oddworld coming to PlayStation?
Oddworld is free on PlayStation.
Is that the news? Am I getting it right?
That's all we've got time for today.
Oh, he has to go. Oh.
I've got to go.
Well, you'll have to download it
install
first.
Oddworld.
Yeah. Yes, I believe
it's going to take 12 hours.
Again.
Bloody
Well,
hell.
that's just the OS update, and then you've got to download the game afterwards. Yeah. And then, you'll try to install a game, but then your console will tell you you've not got enough space in the internal drive. So you have to go and spend money on an external drive before you can download this free game from PlayStation this month. What other games are free this month, Florence, on PlayStation?
Nothing worth mentioning.
Nothing worth mentioning. What about Xbox? What's Xbox's?
Nothing worth mentioning.
Brilliant. So Cozy Grove also is coming out in 2 days, and its reviews are quite interesting. Cozy Grove, from what we can see, looks like an Animal Crossing style game where when you go away for a bit and come back, things start to go black and white instead of... It's like you start on a deserted island.
Are you okay?
You start on a deserted island and you have to do all your daily tasks and you do whatever you're crafting and all that stuff. And then
this is sounding awfully familiar.
Well, yeah, it's like Animal Crossing New Horizons, but apparently when you leave it and you come back, the time that has passed, the amount of colour in the world goes away before you get back. And when you get back, you have to spend time recolorizing and giving life back to your island again. So quite interesting. But that's what I've heard. I could be completely wrong. That's just what I've heard about it from a very brief.
I'm not gonna lie. That sounds very stressful.
It sounds more stressful.
I'll be thinking oh no, my island's gone grey. I've got to go back.
I've got to go.
Oh
it's
no,
gone grey.
It's got to go grey.
It's gonna all grey.
It's gonna go sepia tone.
No,
not
go
sepia tone.
Can't believe it.
Oh Jesus!
God, this is why I don't.
Winter's coming.
This is why I don't buy those colouring books.
Oh, I'm gonna look like a PG tip bag instead of a Yorkshire tea.
No.
Oh no!
But what I have heard about it is that you get actual daily quests instead of just being
So it's like a cross between. It's like a cross between Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. With random colour abrasions.
More sepia and Yorkshire accents.
Yeah.
See, why are we not in a video game yet? We should be like the tutorial guys, like in Black and White 2.
Oh, we could be.
Hello, Nuke player. Welcome to game.
Welcome to game. Today, you're going to learn how to game works.
Tick game works.
Tick game works.
Oh, you'll use your mouse or your thumbstick to look around.
Have you never played? Is this your first game or not? Yes or no? No, right.
Doesn't matter.
We'll sod off then. Bye.
No. Oh well, we'll just make sure you're familiar with controls. Trick question. You learned something. Never trust anyone.
Trick question. We changed them to be inverted for a minute, so you thought you'd have to go through the tutorial, and now you're stuck for another 30 minutes with us. Ha ha.
Well, look at you, Mr. Pro Gamer.
Look at you, Mr. Pro Gamer. We inverted the controls on purpose, so you'd have to be stuck with us for a tutorial.
We're giving out ideas here. We should copyright this for the Get Real Gaming podcast, The Game.
Star Wars Republic Commando, have you heard of it?
Of what?
Star Wars Republic Commando, have you heard of it?
No.
It's an old game.
I could tell it's an old game.
Star Wars Republic Commando is out today, April 6th, on PS4 and Nintendo Switch.
Whoa.
So there's that.
I never played it. I've got it on my PC, but I've never played it.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you get randomly at some point from some sale or whatever. And then it just goes into your Star Wars collection of games you've got that you have to say, yes, I've got that Star Wars game. Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to come from me saying that I've never played Republic Commando.
Why? What's the...
Because it's meant to be really, really good,
wow.
Apparently. Like, one of the better ones of that old era.
I mean, you can come at me all you like. I've got all the GameCube ones. I've got all of those, and I played all of those, and that was great. And I've got loads of PC ones I can catch up on the day that I decide it's worth it. So
Which will never be the day, because let's face it, when do we ever think, I know, I'm going to play an old Star Wars game instead of Jedi Fallen Order or Squadrons?
I mean, I'll think that for about 10 minutes. I'll go in and I'll go, yeah, there's the nostalgia hit that I like. All right, that was good.
And then come out.
And then I'll go and do something else for a bit.
Yeah. All right, I've got a question for you, Ian. It's quite a philosophical question.
Oh, okay.
Get real philosophical.
Get really...
Are we getting too old for video games?
Are we getting too old for video games?
Yeah, because obviously with time constraints and stuff like that, we don't play as much as we used to. Are we getting too old for video games?
I mean, I don't know about you, Lawrence, but I'm not even close to my prime yet, so...
Well, to be quite frank, I've got Final Fantasy 14 open as it is, so, you know,
so no.
it's kind of
so
a
the answer is no.
question.
Is that even though we have our very busy life schedules, we always make time, and that's what a true gamer does, is what I would say.
Look at you, Mr. Big Gamer.
Look at you,
We've inverted
Mr.
your
Big.
controls.
He'd be like, you've been playing this game for 30 minutes while doing something else, and I know that because I know the demographic. So here's my
your
question.
demographic.
You can only proceed through the tutorial if you answer this question. What was the second thing I said at the start of this tutorial?
That is a game in itself. We need this. We need to contact an indie developer and just make this game.
Because obviously you'll have skipped it. You'll have been like, I don't need to click. I don't need this. I didn't know there was another Overcooked game at the end of March. There was an Overcooked game come out.
Oh,
All you can eat.
Hang on. What was? Isn't that the first one on PC? Because it wasn't on PC.
It is on PC. No, but it came out on PS4 and Switch.
Oh, maybe it wasn't on PS4 and Switch.
Yeah, and we also had a Project Cars game come out on the iPhone, Lawrence.
Hey?
Yeah, it's called Project Cars Go.
You what?
I know. Who'd have thought?
Are my ears hearing you right here? What?
I know, it went right under the radar and straight into Metacritic with no rating. There you go. That's how well that's going. Story of Seasons came out on the 23rd as well. That's the Pioneer of Olive Town, and it looks pretty good. It's got 71 on Nintendo Switch because it's exclusive to Nintendo Switch. So Nintendo Switch fans are happy enough with Story of Seasons. I
mean, Nintendo Switch fans are just happy in general, I've found.
That is, yeah, they're pretty happy, except they're not happy about how the prices of Super Mario 3D Collection have hiked since it has gone off sale and scalpers are trying to resell it on the market second-hand, Lawrence.
Well, you know what this just encouraged, don't you, when they take stuff down?
Well, I mean, that's it, isn't it? Scalpers are now charging well into the $1,500. Somebody's tried to sell it for $2,500.
Well, if people wanted to play Mario that badly, you either get an emulator or you pirate it, because Nintendo have just screwed us all over. I mean, it's the same with Sony and taking off all their games offline.
I mean,
it's not piracy, it's reclamation.
I don't understand why if you wanted the game that badly, and you knew, because they made it very clear that it was going to go off sale, why didn't you just buy it when it was out? I don't think anybody is going to be trying to pay a premium at this point.
Maybe they didn't have the money.
Yeah, but now they've got to have $1,500 or $25,000 just to buy it now.
Fair point.
What's next, Lawrence?
I've got an idea for our game.
You got an idea?
You know what you said about the tutorial?
Oh, yes.
What if they walk along and then suddenly we're like that bloody owl from Ocarina of Time? Hey, weary traveller. To get past us, you must answer these three riddles.
Yeah, riddles 3. Yes, and
riddles 3.
It'll just be a game where you walk through a forest, and at every turn you have to answer a question about the forest that you. So here it is, right? You've got to have in your memory memorized everything about this forest before the door, and then you have to answer a question about the room you were just in. And you've got no idea what they're going to ask you.
No one's going to want to play this game.
There's going to be like, one bunny.
It's like New Mist.
A bunny with a curly tail that hopped past you at the second turn in the forest. And then there's going to have been like 10 blue buttercups, but there's going to be like 4 daisies. And you're going to have to try to remember whether the bunny with the curly tail ate one of the blueberries, or whether there weren't any.
No. You're going too deep into that. You're going too deep because you gotta bear in mind the players are going to be looking around. They might not notice the bunny eat anything. They might even not notice the bunny.
No.
So maybe it should just be random questions like, "What is the color of my hat?" He's not wearing a hat.
No. He's not wearing a hat, so you can't ever get past it. No, so what happens
you just got to
is,
guess.
the way you answer that question is that you have to have the menu options open, like, for a certain amount of time. So, like, 10 minutes have to go by. Yeah, 10 minutes have to go by, and then he goes, "Very good, you've passed the tutorial, I am not wearing a hat." And then he lets you through. That's it.
You've got eyes. Welcome to game. And then the game ends.
And then the game ends and it's the credits. This just sounds like a new type of version of the most annoying quiz. The impossible quiz.
It just sounds like a Nintendo 64 game.
Just a generic one.
Generic Nintendo 64
I've
game.
got to tell you, right? GameSpot are very optimistic, Lawrence.
Are they?
They are.
I'm glad someone is.
They've got a top upcoming games list, right?
Oh,
number 9 is Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, they are. What's number one? If number one is the safest bet, don't go to GameSpot ever again.
It's Elder Scrolls. It's Elder Scrolls 6.
This year? Are you on your bloody ass? What's going on there?
Release date not available.
No shit, it's not available.
Yeah.
I've not even seen anything from it yet.
The Breath of the Wild is number 2. Diablo is number 3.
That's got more of a chance.
Yeah.
Not as well.
Halo Infinite Q4 2021.
No.
Far Cry 6.
That's been pushed back to summer. Right. Halo.
Yeah. So Far Cry 6 at number 5. Resident Evil Village, number 6. Overwatch 2 at number 7.
Hang on, did they just put Resident Evil at number 6?
Yeah. Even though it comes
when
out
when they know it's coming out next month.
Well, it's top upcoming games, so they're betting on it being one of the top games.
I bet they're betting on it. It's the safest bet you can bloody ask for.
I know.
That's a bloody 8-1 return. That is.
It is. Overwatch 2, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Then you got Metroid Prime.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's dead. That's in development hell. I've signed up to help with that.
Bloody hell. And Horizon Forbidden West, number 10.
Oh, whoopee.
Yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't get to grips with the Horizon control scheme. There was something about it. Might have been those bastards with the inverted controls.
Yeah.
But it just, when you move the camera around, it kind of had this weird little tilt, and it was just felt awkward. It just didn't click with it for some reason.
No, I'm not sure what else there is to talk about. We've blitzed this.
I have.
Oh, go on.
I have a VR thing.
You got a VR thing?
Article thingy majiggy majiggy.
What are we going to talk about?
Oculus Quest 2 may have finally killed off the Rift S.
Really?
Apparently.
Right.
According to Facebook.
Okay. Well, they would say that. It's their bloody thing.
Because the stock of Rift S will not be replenished from here on, effectively stamping its end of life.
Right. So, the Rift S is that the wired? The wired.
That is
one?
the wired one. Yeah. It's the upgrade to the one that I've got, which was the first one.
So what they're saying is that wireless is the future, so we won't be making. And I think they're right. I think that the only way VR.
They are right.
Yeah,
they need to make it wireless, and they need to make it affordable.
There's two things that there's one thing that the Quest still doesn't do great, which they need to fix, and that is integration with people who do have PCs, because at the moment, to do anything on the Quest 2 or Quest, I suppose, you plug it in via a USB-C cable or whatever to your PC, but you have to have external software where you are running just builds of stuff you have to download from people who, it's kind of like
very convoluted.
It's not like modding, but it's like, you're putting people's builds of their stuff kind of
side loading.
Yes, it's side loading basically onto the Quest. So that's what's happening really, and they don't really, as far as I know, they don't have a full integration, like a full store page where you can just use it as a display into VR on PC. It's kind of like you have to download stuff to your Quest 2 and then unplug it and then play it on the Quest 2.
That just sounds awkward.
Wirelessly. Yeah, because, developers and stuff, they want to be able to use it freely, a lot more easier, without having to go through the interface built into the Quest 2. They want to have an integration directly to the PC. If they could do that, it probably would solve almost all of their quirks, I think, that they've still got. Oh, and take away, obviously, the Facebook login. But other than that...
well, that won't change, will it?
No. It won't.
Let's face it.
No, definitely not. So,
I do have some more news, some crossover news of the Get Real film and the Get Real Gaming podcast news.
Yeah.
This is very exciting for me.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very exciting.
You're excited?
I'm excited, yes. Netflix The Witcher Season 2 has wrapped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's ready. It's ready. They've wrapped all filming. They've probably already edited majority of the episodes.
Oh, really?
So it's yeah. I mean, they'll edit the way it probably works is that they'll film like a chunk, and then edit that chunk. So while they're editing that first chunk, they can film the second one. If anything needs reshooting, they put it into chunk 2.
Sure, yeah, because that's like the pipeline, isn't it? Then it'll go to sound, and sound will be working while there's more shooting and all that. Yeah. So the pipeline wise, you think they're already through maybe quite a bit of the series already?
I would probably say 60-70% of the series, if anything.
Wow.
Because they haven't mentioned that this is if this is principal production or any pickup shots or anything like that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Speaking of Netflix
looking forward.
gaming news, did you watch the Dota 2?
I did not.
You did not watch it. There was Dota 2. What's it called? Dragon's Blood. So Dota 2 had a Netflix. Well, they've called it a book, but it's a series. It was called Dota 2 Dragon's Blood. It was about Dragon Knight, and it had various characters from Dota 2, all doing absolutely out of this mind weird stuff. We watched the entire series, and it was very weird. There was a lot of, how to put it bluntly, over-sexualized character story bits, and there was a bit of a mental out of character things going on in the story, which you wouldn't expect those things to happen to characters in the lore. And I think it is separate lore wise from. I don't think it's canon. I think it's like anime canon. A bit like you've got just kind of that thing happens over there, but it doesn't necessarily affect the lore of things in the game. Obviously, I won't spoil it for people who want to go and watch it. It is interesting to watch, but I probably left with more questions than I did answers. And obviously, there are going to be more books, series, but I don't know whether they're going to be, continuing on from that, or it's going to be something completely different. It kind of left the story with like a lot still to happen to those characters. So we had Dragon Knight, we had Invoker, we had Mirana, we had Luna, we had Terrorblade, and various other non-main characters. And by the end of it, you're just like, okay, so a lot of stuff just happened. There was a big fight and all that. It's anime, so it's going to have all these big things going on. And then instead of there being some sort of resolution, it kind of was more just like not necessarily a cliffhanger, but more just kind of like a, so now we're expecting something to happen, but we're probably not going to see it. So yeah, it wasn't necessarily a cliffhanger because you can kind of guess, but I think it's either supposed to be left to interpretation because the second book will focus on other characters, or the second book will continue. And I don't know which one it is yet, but it was still interesting to watch. I thought the voice acting was terrible, but there you go. That's my little breakdown of Dota 2 Dragon's Blood for you there, Lawrence.
Well, dragging it, kicking and screaming back to games, actual games this time.
But
not
Dota 2's a game.
It's yeah, but what you talk about, weren't it? It was bloody series, wasn't it?
Oh,
anime.
That's true. Okay, yeah, all right.
We're not Get Real Anime.
No,
that's next year.
No, that's
So yeah, gameplay.
You heard of it?
What? What's happening?
Gameplay.
Where am I?
Gameplay.
Gameplay.
For what?
Rainbow Six Parasite.
Oh,
have you heard of it?
I've not.
Yeah,
I've not actually heard of
yeah.
it. No, I've not.
Well, it's a spin-off of Rainbow Six Siege.
A spin-off game completely?
Ish. Yeah, it's kind of like zombies.
Ooh.
Or zombies / Left 4 Dead. But, before you get your hopes up, it's not zombies.
Oh.
It's tactical shooter creepy aliens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Apparently, it's kind of like more Left 4 Dead, where you have to get through to like different safe rooms and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but using the same tactical gunplay as Siege.
Do you think they're going to rely on, like the AI of Siege, where you do scenarios against AI?
Bloody hope not, Jesus.
Yeah, well,
those guys just run at you. It's like, oh Christ. Apparently, it's a leak, a 5-minute leak that it's got a mixture of familiar new gadgets like the nitro cell and the scan grenade and the recon drone, and then it's a high speed fight to find the downed agent and a fireman's carry to the door. Apparently, there's a post mission screen that does a rundown of completed objectives, survivor bonuses, and mastery improvements.
Yeah.
Apparently, the parasite enemies are blue-green aliens with blades for arms and glowing heads called Archeans, something like that. Players will gather intel as they progress through the increasingly dangerous zones, a bit like moving through Left 4 Dead safe houses until they decide enough is enough and call for extraction. So it's kind of a mix of the dark zone from The Division and Left 4 Dead and zombies, basically.
Right.
And obviously, Rainbow Six. Sorry, my cat was climbing all over me.
That's all right. Do you think we're going to have a moment in Rainbow Six when a parasite is going to come out of one of the operators and through the tummy and just be like, gonna be dead?
I mean, I don't know if that's copyrighted or not. I hope, but it could be copyrighted.
Oh, well, like I don't think the idea of it's been copyrighted.
No, but the action of it, the
potentially, potentially.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Hopefully, I mean, I'm hoping that there'll be a game mode where one of you is infected with the parasite, and they'll be secretly working behind you to kind of stop the other teammates as you go along and try to escape, as it were.
Yeah,
I think that could be a pretty cool thing.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of glad to have the tactical side of Rainbow Six, like the gunplay and the leaning and all that, in a different game other than Siege.
Lawrence, are you playing Final Fantasy XIV in the background while you're talking about Rainbow
I am
Six?
not playing Final Fantasy XIV in the background. No,
I'm hearing keyboard clicking. What are you keyboard clicking?
That's my cat on my keyboard, which I'm trying to get it to move.
I was trying to call you out for
which she's moving my page up and down on Rainbow Six bloody thingy-majiggy.
bloody
Parasite. That's
parasite.
it.
There you go.
A big sabotage. She's the parasite. My cat's the parasite.
No. Well, it does sound interesting. I will be, you know, I love a good zombie shooter as much as the next person does, but hopefully it won't be too much like Left 4 Dead, because Left 4 Dead have already got their own Left 4 Dead and it's back for blood. So
yeah, and it seems pretty not left at all. It seems to have came back.
Yeah, it seems like.
Took you a minute then,
It
didn't
took me a second to get that one then. Very good. Well, look, I want to keep this episode short and sweet, Lawrence, now that we're back. So, have you got any good news before we wrap up for today's show? Have you got any nicer news? Some good news? Good news. You get the good news if you've got good news this week. Have you got any?
I'm not dead.
Yes.
That's good.
That
good
was
news.
good. That was good news, Lawrence. I'm very glad to have you back.
Evil Genius 2 is out. That's
good
good news.
Okay, well, if you've not got any good news, I'll give you a little bit of good news to give us an ending here. So the largest working Nintendo Switch in the world was donated to a children's hospital. So a guy on YouTube called Michael Pick, he does DIY electronic-based projects on YouTube. You should go check him out. He posted a new video where he creates the world's largest working Nintendo Switch. He usually does like PC rigs and stuff, Tetris gaming rigs and stuff. But he made a rig that was a Nintendo Switch. The size, it was 650 times bigger than the normal size Switch. It was 70 by 30 inches and weighed 65 pounds, had a 4K screen and 2 3D printed Joy-Cons, and he donated it to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, which I think, St. Jude's is in Tennessee.
It's in Canada.
It's in Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. Oh.
Right. So St. Jude's Hospital in Tennessee. So there you go. It is. It's going to be there now, and people can actually play Mario Kart on it and all sorts because it works. It's a real console.
That's
yeah.
That's
so
well
nice,
done. Heartwarming.
It is nice and heartwarming, isn't it? So Michael Pick on YouTube if you want to check him out. And speaking of YouTube, we will mention just at the end again that we are now on YouTube. You can listen to our podcast.
We are.
We're catching up slowly but surely, but we will be up to date at some point on YouTube.
Yeah.
You search for Get Real Gaming.
If there's a missed point, it's not my fault.
If there's a missed point?
Yeah, if there's an episode missing, it's not on me. I'm just putting that out now.
Oh, well, okay. Well, why would it not be on you?
YouTube, something excuse.
Right. Brilliant. Okay. Well, thanks for listening to today's episode. And thanks for coming back, Lawrence. I'm glad that you weren't scared off.
I nearly did.
After 1 week of not doing it, you could have bailed. Full-time bail.
I did. I nearly did. I was thinking about it. I thought, I know, I'll start my own one with blackjack and hookers.
What would you call
it? But then, the blackjack and hooker cast.
Get real ill.
Get real ill. Yeah. All about your medical. It's just me groaning in pain for an hour.
So it's an ASMR podcast.
It is an ASMR podcast, but that might be dangerous because someone might put that on certain websites and it'll ruin my career.
No. Well,
too spicy.
Well, you can let us know whether we've ruined our own careers at getrealgaming at gmail.com to email us, or getrealpod on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and don't forget our YouTube. And we'll see you again next week. So bye-bye for now. We'll see you later.
Bye.